Welcome back to a new segment here on my channel. It is where I make some sweet custom collectibles. And I am gonna call this segment Chris's Kick-Ass Collectibles. First up is gonna be a Jakks specific BB-8. I don't even know what scale it is, but it's pretty cool. I think it's half scale. Check it out. This thing is pretty cool. It lights up. I don't know how well you'll be able to see it. It's got lights up on the sides, the eyes. It makes sounds. It doesn't move. That was just me, in case you were wondering. It's got this flame where he does the awesome thumbs up. I am going to try and replace that with an actual lighter. We'll see how well that goes. But that looks like there's room. I might even be able to get it to go back inside. Looks like there might be enough room as long as I have a small enough lighter. We'll see. But that's the plan. So what I'm going to do with this figure is actually do a wash over it, make it a little more dusty, a little dirty, more realistic. It has all the detail already there. It's not finished. I don't know what some of these companies are thinking. They put this stuff out, looks super cool, and then just don't finish painting it. So that's where I come in. I'm going to paint this up, make it look pretty damn good. Now, I'm also gonna do is build a sweet base for it. I'm hoping I'm gonna do, we'll see how well it goes, but I'm gonna try and build a platform like the decking of the Millennium Falcon. Do some grates, some dirt and grime on it, and it's gonna sit right on top of that. We'll see how well it goes. Let's get to it. So first up, just opening the box, which actually turned out to be quite a bit of trouble, more than I thought it was going to be. There's not even that much there, but it was kind of a pain in the butt to get it all off. But it came with batteries, which I was quite impressed with and not anticipating. Now it has these stands that peg into the bottom. I'm only using that temporarily just because I'm going to build my own stand for this thing, but these will come in handy for painting this because it'll keep it from rolling off the table. Now what I'm doing here is mixing my own wash. You can buy your own pre-made stuff, but it's kind of expensive and you don't get that much. So just make your own, mix it in with water and paint, or you can use rubbing alcohol and mix it with the paint, whichever you prefer. I'm using water here just because water is free. If you don't know what washing is, it's just taking paint and filling in the cracks. You're bringing out the details, the low spots that are on the figure or model. This will just really give you like more of a contrast to the piece that you're working on. This stuff is really easy to work with. It's just acrylic paint. It'll rub right off, as you can see. Now, not all of it came off, but don't worry, I'll show you some tricks to get that off. It's super easy. As you can see, just briefly, the detail has already been brought out. Now, this isn't even close to being finished, but you get an idea that it's actually looking pretty good. Now I'm just going to do the entire figure with the washes. Just do the whole thing. It's kind of time consuming. There really isn't a right or wrong way to do this. It's just however you feel and just go at it. It's going to look messy. You can do it orderly. It'll save you some cleanup time later, but really there isn't a wrong way of doing it. Just slather it up and just go to town. So I just let this sit and dry for a little while and then came back to it and started working and cleaning it up. As you can see, I'm just using a paper towel and it's rubbing right off. It's not difficult to get off. It's just a little time consuming. To help speed it up, you can use rubbing alcohol. That will reactivate it, so you gotta be careful. It might pull up some of the stuff that you do not want it to come off. But as you can see, it's just gonna clean it right off. I mean, just look at that. It's just disappearing. Now, what's gonna happen is you're gonna see some of the leftover residue, almost like a stain on the plastic. And I'll show you how to clean that up here in just a second. So, this is optional. It's really all in preference. I didn't like the stain that was left over because I'm going to do airbrushing later on. So what I did was I took some paint thinner and just started cleaning it up. You gotta be careful with this. That's why I'm wearing gloves. You want to be in a ventilated area because this stuff is a little The vapors are kind of toxic, so you want to be careful with it. But you also want to be cautious of the paint already on the figure. This will pull off paint. That's why it's called paint thinner. So you want to work around the edges and be careful you don't hit any of the orange stuff. Now it won't come off instantaneously, but it will soften it and cause it to come off. So just be careful. But it'll clean up anything you don't want on there. It'll clean it right up. I know what you're saying. Chris, you changed your shirt. I know. That's the only thing different, right? Anyway, so he's just about done. I filled in all of his little crevices with some black wash. Next up, I'm going to airbrush him to just dust him up a little bit better, a little more evenly, to where it doesn't look like a paintbrush has been on there. It'll look a little more natural. I don't know why these companies don't already have these at least fill in the details. I mean, it's already there. I mean, as you can see, like all I did was just filled in with the black, and I don't know why they don't do it. Come on, Hasbro. But it's a fun little project that you can do yourself. So maybe that's what they're thinking. I doubt it. It probably costs more money to do it themselves. So I want to just have us do it. But I mean, it's looking pretty good as it is. But once I'm done with the airbrushing, it's going to look a lot better. The second video, I'm going to build a custom stand for this thing. I'm hoping to make something that resembles the decking of the Millennium Falcon. Some metal grating. It's going to look pretty cool. I may even do some lighting from underneath. We'll see how I can do from that. From my previous videos, you've probably seen that I kind of suck at doing electrical work. So maybe I'm a little bit better than last time, but I doubt it. But we'll see what I can do. But also what I'm going to do in the next video, I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to pull this off. I am going to work on the lighter. I'm hoping to find a lighter small enough to where I can flip that down and slide it back in. I haven't seen anyone do it before, and I'm going to give it a shot, but the trouble I'm having is finding a lighter that's small enough. I want it to be a torch lighter because that's what I believe that is used in the movie. So I want to get as close as that as possible. And plus it'd just be like a one-click thing, so you just push and click it and be done. So I don't have to sit there and awkwardly try to roll the lighter, strike it. So I don't really want to do that. But I really want to have it fold back in and go in. But I don't know, we'll see what I can do. If not, it'll still look pretty cool. And I'll have to come back and do some weathering for the insides if I have to leave the arm stuck out, which isn't a big deal. Painting will be super simple. And even if I have to leave it stuck out, it's still pretty cool. It'll still look kind of a neat little pose. But yeah, so right now I'm gonna get into the airbrushing for this, just make things look more even. Because right now it's not too bad. It's probably hard to tell on camera, but you can still see some of the, I guess you could call it staining from when I was doing the washing. And it doesn't look natural. I'm hoping I can fill that in with the airbrush. And I'm going to do a little bit of like a brown, maybe some black mixed in, but mostly a little bit of a light brown color, kind of like the desert on Jakks from The Force Awakens. And it'll hide some of the imperfections that I've done. I did pull off some of the orange paint up here. I'll fill that in with with the airbrush, and you'll be able to notice that. So there you go, guys. So let's jump right on into the airbrushing. I mix my own paints for airbrushing. I think it might just be a little more cost efficient because you can buy pre-made airbrushing paint, but I just don't think it's that cost efficient. So what I do is I just take my standard paint, which I use Model Color by Vallejo. I think it's a great paint. I know a lot of people use like Citadel paint for like models making, like little miniatures. But for what I'm doing, this stuff is awesome. So all you gotta do is take some paint, mix it up with some rubbing alcohol. That's what I use, isopropyl alcohol, 70% or higher. Mix it in there. And it's not an exact science of how much. You just want to make sure it has enough, like a viscosity to go through the airbrush. And let me mix this up. You kind of want like a milky residue like that. That's too much paint, so I gotta thin it down some more. I know you probably can't really see it, but yeah, it's too thick. Just mix in some more rubbing alcohol. And the higher percentage of alcohol you got, it will help dry the paint on whatever you're painting quicker. This is 70%, which is fine. It's all trial and error when you mix it your own. At least that's just what I do. I'm sure there might be a better way, but I just mix it until I like it. I found it's always easier to mix it outside the container. Yeah, this is the siphon for the airbrush. Just mix it up in another container and then dump it in. It's much better. Because when you're mixing the paint, I've noticed at the bottom it'll be like a little bit thicker, some residue left over, and you don't want that being shot through your airbrush. So if you mix it up in here and it's on the bottom of this one, not in that one, you don't have that issue. So there we go. I like that a lot better. Has more of a milky texture to it. If you shake it up, like the way it runs down the side, it's not instant, but it kind of sticks for like a little bit and then just droops down. So that's a good. I know it's really probably difficult to see on camera, but I might do a more in-depth tutorial for you guys in the future. If you want to see it, let me know, and I'll do an airbrushing segment. Alright, so the airbrushing is done. It may not show up on camera. I'll do my best to get some close-ups of him so you guys can kind of see it. It looks great in person. I was looking at some of the previews of the footage, and it's hard to tell because these are some fine details. It doesn't like to show up on camera. But the airbrushing is done, and I'm ready to I'll seal it all up and protect it from coming off because I'm using acrylic paint, and it'll, like you saw when I was doing the washes, it just rubs right off, which is great for doing washes, but not when you're wanting to keep it permanent. But I don't want it on 100% of this. I want the eyes to be still glossy and clear. So what I'm gonna do is mask it off before I paint it, because putting that over the clear coat over the eyes, it'll just fog it up and it'll just look terrible. I don't want that. So let's go out and mask it and get it painted. The propellant in this sealant I'm gonna show you is reeks, but this stuff is the best I can find. It's super strong, super durable. I haven't had any issues with it, but it smells. All right, guys, so that concludes part 1 of the BB-8 repaint build. Be on the lookout for part 2, where I do the stand for BB-8. It's going to be in the model of a Millennium Falcon decking, flooring type thing, metal grating, possibly some lights. We'll see how that goes. And hopefully I'll be able to figure out the lighter situation. I really want to put a real one on there. It'd be pretty cool. But yeah, he came out extremely well. A little bit better than I thought he was going to come out. It's not bad. Kind of impressed myself on this one. Learned a couple new things not to do, things to improve on, which is always going to happen, guys. You don't know until you try. So just buy something, paint it. It's gonna look like crap, maybe not, you never know until you try. And there's always more, so if you don't like it the way it comes out, just get another one and redo it. There's really no right or wrong way to do it. The stuff that I showed you is just the way I did it. Doesn't mean it's the correct way, it's just a way that I know I've tried and I know it works. So he's pretty cool though. Yeah, it's pretty awesome, what he said. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, guys. It really helps me out. Share this video with your friends, family, strangers, people walking down the street. Be like, hey, yo, what's up? Check out this awesome BB-8 video. You don't want to miss it, guys. So, until next time, see you later.